It's time for Saturday Hockey Live. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Hey, everybody. So we've got Hockey Talk. Training camp has opened. I'm working on a video. It's a little late. Some of the stuff's a little late, but I got to get it out there. That'll be out. I think I'm going to work on it after the show, too. So there's that. I've got a couple others coming up because they're already written, so they're ready to go. Yeah. So whatever you want to talk about, there's camp open, there's scrimmages happen, there's injuries, there's whatever you want to talk about right here at Talking Habs. Let's see who's here. I know there was a comment. Hey, Habs Guru, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm it's going okay. Just I don't know, having a weird day. One of those weird days. I see there is there's people in the room. So say hi. Let's talk about whatever you want. I got really nothing prepared. I'm going to go by the skin of my pants, as they say. That's not what they say. Skin of my teeth or the seat of my pants. Yes. I see nobody wants to talk to Rick tonight. So what can I come up with? I watched the scrimmages yesterday, and I missed the one this morning. But I saw the afternoon one, so I've seen 3 of the scrimmage. I don't know if there are 2 of them tomorrow again. I hope there are. They're fun to watch. It's a good look at some of these guys, and I had fun watching the scrimmages. I got to say, I'm going to be talking about them. And as a matter of fact, after this live stream, that's one of the segments I'm filming. Is the I guess my review for the scrimmages, quick reviews. I didn't really write up anything for the one today because I saw it today, but I have small reviews for the 2 yesterday. I guess I kind of have 3 stars, like kind of standouts. I got the standouts of the game. I talk a little bit about the game, and stuff like that. So let's see who's standing out for me mostly so far in this play. I missed the morning game today. Was the one with Arber Xhekaj in it. He's standing out to me for sure. I've only seen he's only played one watch, but I mean he's looking really good. I think with the injury to Joel Edmondson, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Arber. I think Arber might be a little closer to being NHL ready than I thought before camp opened. So I think with Edmondson being out, might be a good opportunity for Arber to really, make a play for a spot. You never know. It's what training camp's all about. Maritime, 350 Thump. Rick is in the house and he's not Trump. You hear anything else about Suzuki and Edmondson injuries? Well, this is what I heard that I didn't know when they happened. And again, I talk about it and I'm going to give it away from the video. It's all so late. I'm doing it, so it doesn't matter. All right. So what happened to Suzuki and Edmondson is they were having a little early scrimmage. An official one like they're having the last 2 days, and Suzuki and Edmondson bumped into each other. And the result of that is they're both out. Suzuki for 2 weeks. It doesn't say what is lower body. For Edmondson, it said it's indefinite. Started out with a lower body injury, but then someone on Twitter put out that Jeff Gordon had just said on TSN 690 that the injury to Edmondson is his back again. And so I don't see how that's a lower body injury. The back, as far as I know, is part of the upper body. But we'll see how that works out. So that's what happened. That's all I know. Suzuki is slated to be back, I think, in time for the last 2 preseason games. Edmondson, it's I don't know. That's why I'm talking about it. Presents an opportunity. For Gooley in a way, and for Arber. Arber maybe can get a spot starting, maybe stay with the team when the season opens up. For Gooley, it probably gives him an opportunity to play in the top 4 all through preseason or whatever games he's playing, and into the season. I think it's a good opportunity for both of those guys. I don't know what's up with Edmondson. He just can't get started in the season. Last year, same thing. He had a back injury. Then his father passed away. And then the back was just giving him too much trouble to get started. And he only got back to play in March at some point and played 24 games. So. Hey, Stan the man, how you doing? So we got some people in the room. Give a thumbs up if you're having a good time. It's so early. I don't know how you would be watching me anyway. Oh, and I got like my sleeve. I was like Michael Jackson. One sleeve long, one sleeve short. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird day for me. Don't ask me why. It's weird. I'm kind of dreading the season starting in a way. And I realized today why. You ever been on like an extended leave from work or like here in Quebec, CSST, get hurt at work. I've had that happen. And going back when you're about to go back, it's the hardest thing to do. And and I realized that's what I'm going through. I'm going through the fact that I'm going to have a lot of work nights during the week, a lot busier during the day in general and stuff like that. After having almost 5 months off, pretty much for the summer, and I've taken the most time away from making videos that I've had since I started on YouTube. So I realize that's what I'm going through. It's weird. So I wonder if I've been planning these videos for a few days and just haven't been able to get around to it. I'm wondering if I'm avoiding. Anyway, so if you're wondering what's going on, that's basically what it is. So enough about me. Gooley and Matheson might be a good pair to start the season. Well, Gooley was playing with Savard, and I think Matheson was playing with Barron. And, I could see them doing that, right? Pairing a veteran with a young guy, right? So Gooley and either Matheson or Savard, depending on how they see it, I guess. I think that's what we'll see. I don't think we'll see a pairing of two kids together on the third line. I don't think that's going to happen. You got Weidman as another experienced guy. So I think, that's what we'll see. Sorry for the typo. Don't worry about the typo. I'm used to that. There's a lot of typos I got to read through. So don't worry. Unless it's horrible and I got to really struggle, don't have to apologize because I'm getting good at it. So no worries. I used to be a grammar Nazi. I'm no longer after doing not just this, but after being online for like 10 years. Yeah. Got to read that right. So do you have final line predictions since we are so close to the start of the season? Well, I did make, did I make line predictions? I think I did. I did do it, but they were early ones. So I'm going to do another one of those. I'm going to say we got 2.5 weeks. You know what I think? When the preseason finishes, there's a week in between. The end of the preseason to the start of the season. I think in that week, that's when I'll do my final line predictions. I mean, it can be more accurate that way, right? Because so that's what I'm going to do. Habs Guru, you're right. He says you'll get right into the swing of things when the season starts. I know that in my head. I already know that because I've been through it often enough. This kind of yin and yang of it, right? But when you do get started, after a week, you're into the regular routine and all is good. And I know that, but you can't help but have this trepidation, I guess that's a good word for it. And that's what I'm going through. And I didn't realize it. It's been like a month, and I didn't realize that that's what it is. And I did today. I had an epiphany. Hey, Matt Outdoor, how you doing? Yeah. Are you starting to call me old man too? I don't. It's fine. How's it going? Maritime says, I'm getting a little worse. We are close to the EC. We have not got rid of any really big contracts, and we have way too many forward. Oh, before we go on with that, I don't know why your name's Maritime. How you doing out there? How's it going with the hurricane? And I don't have a lot of good. It's not that it's bad news, but I haven't got a lot of good coverage of it. I haven't really anything that really I've been busy all day. Maybe that has to do with it. But I hope you're doing well. You're on here. You must have power and all that stuff, so that's good. But how is it out there? This is supposed to be like the worst hurricane ever out there, and I'm just wondering what it's like. And for any of you out there that are from the Maritimes, Nova Scotia, whatever, let me know how you guys are doing. There's a lot of you in here from that area, Maritimes, Newfoundland, and I know you guys are getting hit bad. So, where was I? Okay, yeah, about. I heard Jeff Gordon was asked, and I heard this, so I heard someone put up the voice of it, right, the audio. That would they like waive somebody, or I guess essentially saying, for future considerations, make a trade like that, which I've said I think that's what they're going to do. And he said, without saying yes, we will do that. He did kind of say that. He said we're going to do whatever we have to, and right now they don't know exactly what they're going to do, but if that's what it comes to and they need to, they will do what they got to do. And I think we're going to see somebody get waived. And like a useful player that'll get waived, like a Hoffman maybe, or Armia, get waived and get picked up probably because I think when you pick up a waiver, what do you get a break? I don't think you have to pull salaries. There's something with that. I'm not recalling, but I think they're going to do something like that to make some room on the cap. So now the injury to Edmondson, and maybe this is why they're saying it's indefinite, because if it's indefinite, they can put him on the LTIR and that's $3.5 million there for now, and it's only good for now because when he comes back, they'll have to find the room, but it gives them time. So I'm kind of thinking that's what they're going to do. But yeah, there's too many forwards, and it looks like some of these kids are good. I mean, the scrimmages, there's some guys that really look good. Let me see if I've got any of that paper. Well, God, here's the video that I'm working on right here. It's for me. I'll tell you who I thought. I'll give it away. I'll tell you who I thought in the scrimmage today. I saw the late one, so I didn't write down A, B, C, or D. I don't know which one. But the red team was Dak's team, and the white team was who was the big player on there? Jake Evans and Drew and Armia were aligned. Okay, so for me, standouts on the Reds. For this Emil Heineman, he's not going to play here this year. He's going back to Sweden, from what I've read. I've seen him in 2 games, and he has been a standout in both games. And I've read before that, like a stuff leading up, that he's just, I think in the rookie camp. Yeah, in the rookie camp, everyone was talking about him. And Kirby Dak, I thought Kirby Dak looked really good. Dak, whatever you want to say. You say tomato, I say tomato. Yeah, I thought Kirby Dak's looking really good. Yeah, so I think that's like really bodes well for that trade. And the trade with, I think it was Tyler Toffoli to the Flames. That's where we got Heineman. For a guy I never heard of before, this kid looks really good. So I think in the next 2 or 3 years, he'll probably be here. For the Whites, I had Evans because Evans was really good in the first period. There was 2 periods, I think 22.5 minutes each is how they did it. I didn't notice him at like hardly at all. I thought even that maybe he was sitting out the second period, and then I saw him late in the second period. I'll get to all you guys in a minute. And then Corey Sheneman, both games I've seen him in. Corey Sheneman I have listed as the standout in those games. So Sheneman's looking really good. And then for the Whites also in this game today, Mike Pizzetta. Mike Pizzetta had shot after shot after shot. It seemed like I saw 5-6 shots from Pizzetta. He looked good in this in this game, and I thought he was good. The goal scorers in the game, by the way, were Mitchell Stevens got the first one, Heineman the second one, Joel Teasdale the third one. I think then Sheneman got one for the Whites. That was the Reds I'm reading. And then Doc got one Reds. So it was 4-1 Reds. Where do I have? Do I have the scrimmage thing? I said I was going to do it tonight, so it's here. Scrimmages. Let me see if I can get who I had for this is from yesterday. So, the line of Pitlick, Doc, and Heineman. I don't find Pitlick today to be having as much effect, but Heineman and Doc were good. And yesterday, that line was the best line. They stood out. Caulfield, and I didn't see the game today. I heard Caulfield scored a beauty of a goal. Caulfield's good, and he looked really good yesterday. So Caulfield's doing. I'm impressed. I might even say my 39 goal prediction might be low. If he looks that good and he can keep that up all year, Caulfield's gonna score some freaking goals. You know who was interesting? Parker Jones, John Parker Jones. So in the rookie development camp thing, he played forward, and then here in the scrimmages, he's on defense. He's huge. I can't decide. He looks like he's got potential. He's huge. Matheson looks like a smooth skater. That's something I wrote here. Norlander looks like he improved from last year. So Norlander is looking pretty good. Leskinen yesterday looked pretty good too. I'm trying to get through it. Hang on, guys. Slavkovsky, Slavkovsky's looking good. So Slavkovsky, Beck, and Harvey Pinard. In the second game yesterday, they stood out. They were the best line all game. Arber Xhekaj. I think Arber's going to be really good. I got to say, every time I see him play. A kid that, I don't know, was he an undrafted player? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what to make of that. What are you going to make of that? But there you go. But Arber Xhekaj, I think's got I think with Edmondson out, I think he's got a legitimate shot to really make an impression at camp this year, and has a to start the season with Montreal because of Edmondson being out, and then you never know. He starts here, he plays well. You never know, right? He sticks. You never know. All right, let me go back, and I know I'm in a lot of comments. Starting with Chicago Steve. Hey, Chicago Steve. Getting interested in Arber Xhekaj. That's I'm just talking about him. The Sheriff. That's his name. It's his nickname. And you know what? Sheriff really suits him. The interview. Okay, in the rookie camp where this guy. So afterward, they asked him about it, and it wasn't something that kid did to him, but he heard the team smack talking the Habs, and he didn't like it, and it was disrespectful, and he wanted to take care of that. And he's got that sense of I want to say duty or whatever, and the Sheriff is a good name for him. So he is a beast, and I think he's going to be here a long time and going to be good too. Like when I first heard about him, I didn't think, okay, he can fight and all that. And then he came here, played pretty good, but still, you figure he's more physical than anything. But no, this kid can play hockey. So if anybody thinking he's just a goon, he's not. He can play hockey, and he's good. Jillian. I just called you Jillian. Sorry, Julien Gilles Beliveau. How you doing? Sorry about that. Hey, Sean McIntyre. How you doing? It really sucks. I have a generator. Oh, shit. That's why I'm here. Buildings lifted up and moved 500 feet. Wharfs completely wiped out. Not good. Weeks, no power. I'm sorry to hear that, eh? Really sorry that. Lucky you got a generator. But yeah, I was expecting good news coming out of there right now. So, hang in there, Sean. Born to be Hab lost power last night. Came back on around supper time. Heard on radio over 400,000 without power. Oh, easy. Listen, all the best out there, eh? Stay safe. It's crazy. Sean also says in PEI, 93% of the island with power. It's like Puerto Rico. I mean, they lost power through the whole island. This is insane. I really feel for you guys. I really do. I'm not just saying that because, especially without power. Like the other day, we had The transformer blew. I had no power for the night. And yeah, it's like the end of the world. I wrote a poem that I'll eventually write, or I'll eventually read to you guys. I'm not finished, but it's because I wrote it that night. And it's kind of, and yeah, it's like, so like I can imagine that losing the power and then just going outside and yeah, I don't even want. We had a storm pass over us 2 nights ago, like directly over us, thunder, lightning. It was, to say scary. I don't even know if that's the word. It's not strong enough. So what you guys are going through, I don't even want to imagine. But yeah, so everybody out in PEI and Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and Newfoundland, just yeah, stay safe. I don't know what else to say. That's all you can do there right now. All right, Stan the man. Raphael Harvey Pinard would be a good fit with Slavkovsky. Yeah, but I don't think Pinard's going to be here. Harvey Pinard's not Pinard. I think next year for him. I see him maybe getting a few games during the season based maybe injuries or whatever. I don't see him here this year. But down the road, I mean, I'm not saying no. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Yeah, born to be had. I think we're all going to say that about Arber. I like Arber. It's going to grow to love. Xhekaj and Harris as a duo look good. That's what I heard, actually. I know about Xhekaj. I heard about Harris today. Harris had a really good game from what I had heard. I didn't see that game. Totally forgot it was on. And then when I realized, couldn't find a link because I didn't save the one from the day before. And then when I finally got it, it was over and they don't run a replay. So I'm going to watch it. Julian says, Rick, Salty Nuts talks with Rezo and Alka like and Anonyme. I'm not sure what you're saying. You drank too much, I think, Julian. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I like the Salty Nuts thing, but Tony says I was undrafted. Yeah, that's what I thought. And he impressed in camp in the rookie development camp last year, and that's how. Yeah. If Xhekaj is the sheriff, will Pezzetta be the deputy? Yeah, might be. Gooley going to be easy to play against, and he's tough and he hits big. Yeah. From what I understand, I didn't really see it because I don't know how much they were allowed to hit, and there were no penalty calls. It was all 5-on-5 play. But I wonder how much Dak. From what I understand, he's going to be pretty physical and tough. It's going to be a different team to play against. Chicago Steve says, Xhekaj, fun to watch. Look up an article on Xhekaj by Scott Wheeler from can't get The Athletic. I'm not subscribed, and they don't let you read their articles if you're not subscribed. And I had 2 experiences where I tried to cancel, and they ended up charging me the extra month, and we had a bit of an argument. I'm not going back to it right now. Not The Athletic. The articles, though, the articles are good. What a background. I heard a little bit. I don't know much, but yeah. Is Subban eligible to retire? No, he didn't sign a one-day contract. If he would have signed a one contract with Montreal, then he could have done that, but he didn't. I've heard that Habs didn't want to sign, or PK didn't even ask, so I don't know which is true. Maritime's in Shediac, New Brunswick area. Lots of flooding, lots of cottages wiped away. All RV parks demolished, roads chewed away. It's disgusting. And I mean, over there, I don't know if you're like directly. I think Nova Scotia got hit the hardest, but I mean, you guys around it got hit hard too. It's crazy. Lucas. Hey, Lucas. Yep. Definitely. I got them on my mind all day. Since last I heard it was when I had heard it was going to hit last night. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? Galley looks good. I mean, looks he didn't. The one game I only saw him in one game. I guess he was in the morning game today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Too early. I saw him in one game. Too early for me to tell. I can't really didn't make a judgment on Galley, to be honest. Did he look better than last year? I guess so. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't find he did that much. But I mean, he must be rusty and whatever. But I'm not worried for Galley. If he's in good shape and ready to rock and roll, he's just going to be Galley, maybe a little less talented than he, diminished a little bit, but I don't expect him to change his attitude or anything like that at all. There was actually a really good interview. I want to say after the first practice. Yeah, the first workout. He did an interview about 10 minutes on whatever station. Very interesting. If you can find it out there, it's really interesting to watch. He talked a lot about. They asked him a lot of questions about himself. It was a press conference thing, actually, about himself and all that. And, interesting answers. Seems ready, confident in himself. Harvey Pinard is 2 years older than Dax, so it's unfair if he has to play for Laval if he has NHL skills. It's not. Renault, why would you lead off with? Look, I don't mean to insult you, so don't take it personally, but that's freaking dumb what you just said. What's the age have to do with it? Harvey Pinard could be 10 years older and still be in Laval while Dax here in Montreal. It's talent level that is what counts. That's all. Harvey Pinard drafted in the 7th round. I love Harvey Pinard, so don't get me wrong, but drafted in the 7th round. Dak drafted 3rd overall. Who do you think might make it to the NHL first? So don't say dumb shit like that, please. Please don't start off with that. Usually you ease into it. You come up with a couple of good comments, and then you go with your batshit crazy stuff. So, don't start that fast. I still like the comments, and it's like it makes the chat fun. So I'm not telling you to go F off or anything like that. But why say something that stupid to start off with? Or I have my say. Yeah, we'll be a fun. That's from Lucas. Yeah, we'll be a fun team to watch this year, especially if the kids take what Marty is saying. Yeah, I did a piece about Marty and what do I call it? The Coach Marty effect. I think that's what I called the little piece. And it's interesting. Caulfield did an interview a few weeks back. I want to say a couple weeks back that he had a really interesting quote about Marty that I put in this. So you'll see that in the video. So there are things in the video, even though I'm a bit late for some of these topics, that I hope you haven't seen before. I have this thing about what Shea Weber told Nick Suzuki in the summer after the Stanley Cup run. That is very interesting. That came out a few weeks ago. But I don't know if a lot of people saw that because I didn't see it right away when Nick was named captain. So maybe some people didn't see that. So I thought that was really interesting. So I got little things like that in this video. There's not a lot of news out of camp. I have an injury report, which I think everybody knows now. And then my review of the scrimmages and a few hopefully interesting tidbits. So I hope you guys will watch. I'm going to film right after this because I'm in the hockey mood and everything. And I've got a few of the segments to do yet. I'll try to edit it and get it out tonight, but I doubt that. But it'll be out in the morning. So hopefully you guys will watch that because I hope there's something that, it's not all mainstream stuff. I'll stop talking. Steve says you're not subscribed to the. How do you get the articles then? I can't. Every time I try to read an athletic article, I get the first paragraph, and then I go, you gotta subscribe to the Athletic to get the rest of this article. Yeah. Is the stream lagging or is it my connection? Oh, it's probably your connection, unless somebody I'll ask that. Is everything okay? Am I coming across okay? It doesn't say that my signal's low, so it's probably your connection. What do you expect in Toronto, right? The only way to explain how bad it was in the Maritime, it looks like we're through a war. There's like 20,000 poles shaped like nothing. People going around cutting trees. There's 100,000 across roads. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you and people in Ukraine probably have a lot in common. Joseph's asking if I heard anything about tomorrow's red and white. I don't even know if there is one tomorrow. I'm hoping there is, but I have not. So I was actually asking the same question. Does anybody out there know if they're doing the 2 scrimmages tomorrow? I kind of think they are because there's the, and it's possible they're not because the first preseason game's Monday. So maybe they get a day off of that, but I probably think they are. Tony, I did mention Dak. Yeah, he did look good. Lucas, you are allowed because that piece of scum, Zdeno Chara, did it with Boston. So Subban could have. Hey, Scott, welcome back. A Jofo, a person from the Jofo world. Thank you for the happy Saturday night. Appreciate it. It is for us. In the Maritime, not so much. So we got to temper that a bit. How are we going to keep from winning for one more year? Do we plan to exhaust our goalies? I think we want to score a lot more, give a young D-core learning experience, but we still want Bedard. Well, I just think the goalie, they're not the goalie, the defense situation is what's going to do it, right? I think they'll those games where they're competing and then those, right? So I think that's what's going to happen. The defense is probably going to be the problem this year. It cost a lot of games, and it's to be expected. And that's how they're going to tank. They haven't added anybody, and if you, especially with Edmondson out, if you don't see them, pick up a waiver wire guy, make a deal or somewhere to pick up a defenseman, if they don't really do that, that's the way they're going to tank because they know they're not going to be good enough on D. They're going to lose games there, and that's how you tank. It's beautiful. And the players don't have to do anything, right? Players can play their hearts out and try to win, which is what you want, what they're going to do, but you're still going to tank. And there's like a top 6 pick next year going to get you a good player from great to at least really good, whatever term you want to use. Got to get Caulfield on contract. I wouldn't worry about that. That's good. That's happening before mid-season, I would think. My opinion. Joseph, not only do I think that's true what you're saying, I know it is, and that's why I say I kind of don't mind, or I would have banned him a long time ago if that were the case. But I know it makes for a good show. He comes up with some good ones that you know. But I mean, that's just, don't start out with pure stupidity. Start with, that's all. But no, if I didn't want Renault around, he wouldn't be. Right? So if Renault, you're listening to that, if that makes you like, I don't know how it makes you feel, but believe me, if I didn't, don't go overboard with it. But I mean, yeah, you're part of the community. Hey, Harry, how you doing? No. Stan the Man says he's also. Well, Maritime, if you guys are out in like Hurricane, I'm not surprised that I'm going to say is you. But if people over here, other than Habination, are having the same problem, it might be me. There's really no reason for it. I'm plugged in. I don't go on. I can't do this on Wi-Fi, so that's not the issue. It's usually around 8. There's a lot of people using internet, so that's, it causes a lag sometimes. I think that's the issue, but it usually tells me right there in the corner, like right there. It's not saying anything like that. So Anyway, hey, there's a lot of people in the room. If you're having a good time, give a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Have a light one up. Join me. Have a drink. Fart, burp, whatever you want, and let's continue. Itchy head. No hair on the head, but it's itchy. Again, Hockey Junkie was saying the Edmondson injury was due to Suzuki running into him. Yeah. On Wednesday, you said that wasn't the case. No, I know. I made a mistake, and I didn't know it then. I only found out, I guess, Thursday or Friday even. I did not know that till yesterday at the earliest. I think it was yesterday when I... So, yeah, I had that wrong. Anyway, shoot me. Now, don't take that seriously. Maybe there's a crazy person out there now who's going to go grab a gun and find out where I live and come shoot me. Don't do that. Not a good thing. Lucas is like, right, you're like your neighbors with me pretty much, and you're getting a little lag, so it's got to be me then. If that's the case, could be me. I know it's windy out there. I don't know if that has to do with it. I got cable internet, so I don't know how. Anyway, it is what it is. I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, Habination, tell everybody that. Oh, it's okay, but it probably is me tonight. Well, Habs have to pay Caulfield about 8.5. No, I don't think Renault. That's a fair question, and I don't think that much. I'd say go down $1 million. I think you're going to come in 7.5, maybe exactly what Nick's making, but not more than Nick. I don't believe that'll happen. Yeah, I see everybody's got some lag there. So if everybody's got it, it's me. If it's just one person out, then it's them. That's how I look at it, right? So it's obviously me. I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier because you never know. Somebody might take me up on it. Yeah, I don't know how the Athletic works. I've tried to read articles that are old and it still says I can't read them. If they put them out where they allow them to be read without, and they do that sometimes, that's the only way I'm able to read an Athletic, or somebody who has the Athletic screen shoots it for me, whatever, and then I away. That's the only way. Harry, I appreciate the info. When I first read it, I said, like, why is that? I get why it's unfortunate. But I appreciate that because I wasn't sure if there is going to be. So apparently there will be black and red scrimmages tomorrow, like they have been for the last 2 days. So 9 a.m. Eastern time. I know it's RDS putting it on the NHL page, but I couldn't find it without getting the link. I got the link off Twitter, Habs Twitter. Yeah, and 9 a.m. to 10, it takes about an hour, a little less. And then 1 till 2, basically. I know they run them earlier because when the first period ends, when the ice is all chewed up and everything, 30 seconds later, they're back to second period and the ice is clean. So I know that didn't happen just now. So they it's like delayed or whatever. I don't know, but it's not exactly live, but it's still fun to watch. And you don't know the difference if it's live or not. Steve, I don't agree with you. I think you'll see with Caulfield. Okay, here actually, I really just thought of this and I hadn't mentioned it before. You're not going to see him make more than Nick, but what you might see or might find out is he's got bonuses that'll add up to, and if he hits them, and he can make more. And I think that's what they'll do. So they'll make whatever with some bonus clauses. But no, if you well, you'll see my video tomorrow. There's quotes in there. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. I think he's fine. I don't think he's going anywhere. Not from what he's saying. I think he's happy here. And him and Nick, he said we're friends for real. It's not like we're not posing. It's not it may be like a bit of a bromance. I think, what does he say? But we're friends for real. So yeah, I think he likes the situation here in Montreal, the tradition of the just everything that Montreal represents in hockey. I think he wants to win here in Montreal. So I think Cole Caulfield will sign for 8 years at, I'm going to say 7.5 in that range, no higher than Nick Suzuki. I won't talk about it anymore because I think I'm babbling. Hey, Rams, how you doing? He's got more information. There is just a one red-white match, and that's at 2:30 tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to write that down. Am I going to even be home at 2:30? I don't think I'm going to be home. I'll still write it down. 2:30 p.m. red-white game. All right, so that's a change. I wonder if they're just because they got 4 teams, so I wonder what they're doing. Is it like a tournament? So the top 2 teams are playing tomorrow? And we'll find out tomorrow. Happy Nation says, I don't know, man. The young D is pretty good. If 3 make it and not 2, I see some winning. I think 3 will. And if you add Arber in there, it depends how they go, right? I've read that I think Hughes and Gordon are saying that this is going to be a development year. They're looking to develop players. I don't see them. To me, that means they're not bringing in an experienced D like by the waiver wire. But that was before the Edmondson injury, so it's possible they bring in somebody. And if they do, you got to figure Eddie's probably out for a long time, like last year. Predicting that Xhekaj and Hudson will be a pair in a year or 2. Well, Hudson is in college. So Hudson being in college, if he stays the full amount of time, that could be a few years. So I don't know that the prediction can come true. If he decides, well, I'm good enough for the NHL, I'm going to leave now. I mean, that could happen. Again, I don't think you'll see 2 young guys paired up. So. Harry, I agree. Harry agrees with me about Caulfield. He loves the Habs, and I think he's growing. He's starting to love Montreal, and the kind of money Cole Caulfield's going to make, the French situation's not going to deter him at all. He's got the money. He's going to have the money to do what he wants. No one's going to demand him to speak French away from the rink, except the team, it seems. But seriously, anywhere he goes, they're not going to Cole Caulfield. They're going to speak English to him. So he's going to fall in love with a French girl. He already loves the city. He loves the tradition of the team and the history of the team, and he wants to be part of it. Anyway, I have a couple of quotes that I'm not putting in here. You got to watch the video tomorrow for that. Where can someone watch the scrimmage tomorrow? I get the link off of Twitter, but it's on an NHL page, and it's put on by RDS. But I think you need the link. I don't know that you can search it out. But the first day I went on, check the Habs official website. I think that's how I found it the first day, to be honest with you. But it is online, and it is being put on in French only, but by RDS, so it's in French if it's RDS. The thing is, the reason I'm complaining only is that they didn't get an English media outlet to do it. I don't understand why that is. I think they got more English fans all over the world than they do French fans, and I don't know why they're catering to. That's the one thing I'm not happy about this year. I don't mind that they, I don't mind, but why are you catering only to that? Why aren't we getting 50-50? Because we're not. That's my rant about it today. What are you going to do? Lucas, cap space for Caulfield contract won't make a difference before or after trade deadline. Why? Because the contract won't kick in until next year, so it's not going to affect the cap this year. There's not going to be a problem. Stan Van, you're in Toronto? I thought you were out. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, wait a second. I'm trying to figure out a comment here. Okay, I don't know why. Probably get a top 10 pick plus 4. I don't know what that means. Hey, Sonny, how you doing? That's Oppenheimer. His name is Sonny. Nick Suzuki, as the captain, will have to learn French. Well, he already is learning French on his own, and he took some in school, but he did that on his own. But it seems like they're telling the players they'd like them to learn a little French. And then the government, and if you can believe that, our government in Quebec is kind of telling them you have to learn French. I mean, that I don't care how you take it. That's how I take it, what they're saying. And that's just unprecedented. Joseph is having chips, a Seligman, and a good time. Well, that's good. I'm glad, and I hope you're not lagging too much. But that's like awesome. Habinations is cable. That's like dial-up. No, it's Videotron. Videotron. It's on a cable. It's not satellite. Is what I'm saying. I shouldn't have this, but there's a lot of people on the street. I don't know if it's the same with satellite, but with cable internet, if there's a lot of people that have it here and they're on, like there's a time where a lot of them are on at the same time, then I could get that lag. That'll happen. And I find that will happen mostly like around 8 o'clock, 8 to 9, when people are on. Anyways, that's what I meant. And no, it's not like dial-up. Dial-up makes that noise. You actually miss AOL? Oh, God. You have mail. How come our modems don't make a noise anymore? What modem? Oh, the modem, because they're not the same. It's not the same kind of modem. They're digital modems. Big difference. Hey, Adrian. If Caulfield will score 40 goals a season, he can sign for $8 million a year. Well, without a doubt. But the thing is, I don't think they're paying Caulfield more than Suzuki, but he'll probably have a bonus on goals scored, right? 30 goals, 40 goals, 50 goals, it'll be a bonus. And that's how we'll earn the extra money. I'm quite sure that's how they do it. If Caulfield scores 40, we make the playoffs? No. Because if you go by that, then every team that's had a player during the year that has 40 or more goals makes the playoffs. And that's not true. So, no. Rem says second rink, they said it. Second rink as in they're going to have the game tomorrow on the second rink? I'm not sure what you mean. Am I going to stream for one of the games? Which games? In preseason? I'm doing all the preseason games. As long as I can get them, which I did last year. So I'm doing all the preseason games. If you're talking about tomorrow, no. No. I got too much going on. I probably won't even be home tomorrow anyway. So at that time. So, but preseason games, yeah. Monday we got our first preseason game. And yeah, there's like 8 of them, I think, over like a week and a half. So there's a lot of games, and we're doing them all. We're back to work here. Yeah, okay. I'm not saying you're wrong on maybe other teams, but I don't think they're going to pay him more than Suzuki. And I explained how I think that if he's going to get more, that's how he's going to get it, with bonus money. And like probably Nick will have the same kind of bonus clauses, but he's not going to hit the same numbers. And that's how Caulfield will get more money or even up, whatever. That's how it'll work. I'm pretty confident that's how it'll work. Jordan says, and he agrees, Caulfield loves playing in Montreal. He does. Rems is saying here somewhere that the players that will play tomorrow wouldn't play Monday. Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so in other words, there are not going to be a lot of veterans in the lineup tomorrow. I'm not saying the lineup for Monday will be full of veterans, but I think they have to have a minimum, don't they, of 10 or 12 veterans in the lineup for a preseason game? Amit says he hopes Caulfield, or she, I'm not sure, he or she, I'm sorry. I hope Caulfield will hits 40 goals. I've got him, I've already made a prediction. I got him at 39, but 39, 40, it's the same, literally, pretty much. But yeah, I think he can. Rams, Beck, and Mishar are rookie. I didn't mention them I know, are rookies that impressed more than the other 21 and 22 draft. I definitely don't disagree with that. Beck was good. Mishar, I don't think he makes the team this year, but don't be shocked if Philip Mishar makes the team next year. Like, he's got really good hands. He's got really good hands, not like stick handling. Good hands for scoring. No, the kid is. You know why he was picked second, or our second pick this draft. There's no doubt this kid looks good. So I don't think he makes it this year, but maybe next year. Slav is a beast. Imagine in 2 years, yeah, and maybe start this year. But yeah, I agree with you. Slav in a couple of years is gonna be looking that much better. I think he's got the game and the body to. I think that big body and the weight and all that. I think that makes up for a little bit that he might be lacking in experience in the NHL. He's not going to be easy to push around if you can at all, and he's going to be able to push a lot of guys around on the boards and fighting for pucks and shit like that. So, Jordan, I have made a prediction. I've got a video up predicting the points. Suzuki, I have 22 goals, 28 goals, 52 assists, 80 points in 82 games. Now, Suzuki's injury worries me a little bit. If there's no complications after and he doesn't miss any more than the 2 weeks they're having him out, his Ironman streak could actually, it could be in jeopardy. And I hope not, because I made a prediction that he's going to have a long Ironman streak, and I hope after I make the prediction he doesn't get it broken. But yeah, I've been playing all the games and getting 80 points. Which to me, as a point again, a game player or missing by 2, it's the same. It's as good for me. I think the plan is for Gooley to replace Edmondson and maybe Xhekaj and Harris third pair. Yeah, okay, but the problem for me is I don't think that they're going to put 2 rookies on a pair together. Right, because you've got, listen, with Edmondson out, you've got Matheson, Savard, and Weidman, and I think basically it's line 1, 2, 3 with the vets, and they pair them with a rookie. Now you could say, well, the first pairing you're going to have a rookie. Maybe not. Maybe that's where my mistake is, and they say put Matheson and Savard together, and then they'll have to have a pairing like with 2 rookies. So you could be right. With the injury to Edmondson, kind of changes things, right? So yeah, maybe they reach out to the waiver wire and find somebody. I'm sure there'll be guys available, so maybe they do that too. Bring in Subban if nothing good available on waiver wire, but he retired, so bringing in Subban to do what? He just retired. Hey, Paul Kavanaugh, what I understand is the red and white game is a combination of AB, and C, D teams playing against the other. The rest of the players are scrimmaging against each other in Brossard. They're getting ready then for the game on Monday. I would think the players that are going to be in Monday's game are not going to be in a scrimmage game tomorrow. That's what I was thinking. What's going to happen because the game's on Monday. So Habs should hire a translator. Yeah, we've been saying that, but you think that's the answer to the problem with language, but nope, not in Quebec. It isn't. I guess translators aren't parlaying enough for separatists. I guess. Do bonuses count on salary cap? They do, but they go against the following year if they have overages. If they have the room left, it goes on at the end of the year. But if they don't, then there's an overage and it goes on the following year. So, and that's what happened this year. They started $1 million down because of bonus overages from last season. You saw my tweet about learning more of the French language. Gave it a like. Which tweet was that now? That I wanted to learn more of the French language? I kind of don't remember. That's how brain dead I am. I kind of don't remember my tweet. So I'll have to go, and I'm not logged in on Twitter, so I'll have to go after and take a look. Oh, but Rems, I see what you're saying, but it doesn't look like they really necessarily go anywhere. No, they do. They go off the ice. That's how they do it. So Rems is saying first period they're in one rink, second period they're in the other rink, and that's how it's like 20 seconds and the ice is done. Okay, that makes sense. It's the only way they could do that other than it's delayed, time delayed, which is what I said earlier. I get it. I still don't get. I don't remember what I said though in my tweet there, Habs Guru. Sorry. From the people who described the script, they're okay, yeah, but it's all in French. Sometimes things like that I don't catch. I listened to it in French and I caught a lot of it, so I knew it was obviously what they were talking about. But sometimes stuff like that I don't pick up on. I'm not fluently bilingual. Shoot me. No, don't do that. I told you, don't do that. We are forgetting about Sheneman. I'm not. I've got. I mentioned Sheneman. Sheneman was a standout in the 2 games I saw. Sheneman looks like he's ready to build on what he was doing last year. But there'll be a fight. I mean, listen, Sheneman could be the reason why Arber doesn't get that opportunity here. I think that could be. But if Arber doesn't play here, he will be big minutes in Laval. And then you watch out for next season. He'll be here. Savard, Gouli, Matheson, Barron, Weidman, Harris. Swap in Xhekaj is the best option for the team so far since Edmondson is injured. Well, this is what I'm basically saying, right? The thing is, I think Matheson is your first pairing defenseman. Is Barron going to be a first pairing defenseman? And then if not, then you can say, does Montreal care as long as they manage it properly and they don't ruin the kid giving it a try? But I kind of think maybe not. And this could be, I don't know. We'll have to see how a preseason works out. We'll get a hint in preseason on how they do it. Joseph asked, the sponsorship income count for anything? He assumes players make more on spot. Yeah, they do account for something. They count for the size of the player's bank account. It counts for nothing with cap or anything like that. No, that's like their personal time, and that has nothing to do necessarily with the team. Yeah, I'm going to say another 10 minutes. I'm going to cut it a little early today because I got the videos. I'd like to get them in and eat supper at the same time would be nice. So yeah, another 10 minutes. When I'm done this, sir, I'll say goodnight. And then what are we, Saturday? So Monday there's a game, pregame show. Yeah, I got to decide. Might not do a pregame show for the preseason games, but I might. I don't know. I'll decide. But could be there's a pregame show. Could be there's not. But I'm definitely going to do the game, which is I want to say 7:00. I can't look. It's on my paper under here, but my microphone. I don't want to lift it and all that stuff. But I imagine it's normal time. So yeah, New Jersey Devils are the first game, and then I believe two nights later it's Toronto. So, well, thank you, Izzy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, Izzy. I don't do the don't know hype and all that stuff because I give the. If you guys want to do that, that's fine. But thank you, I appreciate that. And Izzy gets. I should have taken the thing. I do a draw for a prize that I give away for everybody who donates to the channel. So it kind of collects up for a little while, and then I take those names and I do a draw from those names. Giving away a Suzuki figurine thing in a unopened in a thing. A hockey puck from the Philadelphia Montreal Stanley Cup playoff series 3 years ago now. I think 3 now. And something else that I haven't decided yet, but that's what's up. So if you give money to the channel, you get in that draw. Thanks, Izzy. I really appreciate it. He says, go Habs, go. Yeah, I appreciate that. Some of the Quebec politicians are saying Suzuki needs to learn more of the French language. You curse them out just like they deserve to be. Exactly. Oh, well, that's what they should. Yeah. I think I remember it now, actually. It's the wording, right? It's the wording because they kind of said it like he needs to. No, that's not how you word it because that, as a politician who's in power, you're telling the guy you better do that. That's wrong. So, no, it should have been worded differently. But it wasn't because the meaning that I'm talking about, that's how they mean it. That's why it wasn't worded differently. I should do the play-by-play. I do play-by-play on the games. You should know that. You've been around. The game I did Sunday was the rookie camp game, right? I did that half of it or second and third period. I liked my play-by-play. I don't usually like my play-by-play, but I thought it was pretty good that game. So maybe I'm getting better. We'll see. But I do play-by-play. Matt does some kind of lazily though. I rib him about it all the time. Sometimes he's really good at it, and sometimes he's looking at his phone too much. Matt's in Vegas on vacation. If anyone's wondering, he's not usually on Saturday anyway, but he is in Vegas. Matt, if you are watching, because he might be, I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything, but because I do tell you that all the time. And if you're not watching, I never said any of that. All right, so I think I'm going to take off here. I know I'm not done yet. One of those days. If there's a few more comments, I'll answer a few more comments. If not, I'll take off. How we doing with people? So, but before y'all leave, because that's usually when you say you're taking off, everyone goes. Give a thumbs up if you had a good time. I really appreciate that. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you next. Keep your stick on the ice. And whatever else I say at the end, we'll see you next time. I was reading that. Rem says, and that's why I can't wait to see the preseason game. Can't wait to see the young ones perform. We might be surprised or not. We'll have the opportunity to see the evolution of the defense, over the next 2-3 years. From old regime to new one. Well, it's a new regime now. Let's see how that develops, Who's left now of the older? Just Edmondson, right? I guess Savard too, but I don't count. No, Edmondson, I guess, and him only the year before Savard, if I'm right, or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Now I'm going. I don't know. I'm going out of my head here. I did not know that you did play-by-play. I joined the podcast about 4 months ago. Oh, I thought you were around longer than that. I didn't know that. Yeah, we do play-by-play, not the whole way through, like but yeah, I do. We do a lot of play-by-play. That's all we're allowed to do. They don't seem to mind that, but if I had the audio, they'll throw me off, and if I showed the video too, they'd throw me off. But they seem to not mind if we do some play-by-play. I don't know if I did it all the way through the whole thing, if it would be the same, but I don't do that. Well, it's you'll watch, and you'll let me know if you think it's fun. I think some people think it's fun. I'm sure some people don't, but that's as it always will be. All right, I'm going to take off here because I want to get this. I really want to film tonight so that I can have it out tomorrow. I'm kind of pumped for it now, so it'll hopefully be good. You might watch it and go, geez, the intro and stuff was kind of low key, like low energy, and then the rest of the video was high energy. I wonder why. Well, this is why. It could happen. All right, so I'm going to take off. Take that out of my mouth and be polite. So this is, geez, I think this is not the last Saturday hockey talk, but I think it's like the second to last one of the off season. Usually during the season, if they don't play on Saturday, well, I've done so many live streams during the week already. I'll tend not to want to do that and take the night off. So I might not have too many Saturday hockey talks during the season because they play most Saturdays. So yeah, same thing with the weekday one because I've just done a live a game the night before usually. And yeah, so okay. So enough of that. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate that. And stay safe out there as always. Peace out. Peace out, y'all. And like I said, keep your stick on the ice because you can't score without doing that. And that's it. Have a good night. Hopefully the lag wasn't too bad. Thanks for being here. Bye, everybody.